Hello? You want to talk about how you feel right now? Let's talk about how you feel. I do a frequency check with all my students. Throughout the entire course that they take, no matter which course, I have people sit and actually get in touch with their feelings. And I have them describe the feelings. Maybe it's anxiety or fear or sadness or just anxiousness. Maybe just fed up with all of the conflict on the planet, with all the things that, throw a wrench in your plans and lock up the gears just when you were getting some speed and momentum. And why does that happen? I'm going to talk about why it happens right now. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube. Tools to manifest anything. Why do I say that? Here's the truth. If there's a probability, it can be done. And people use what I call the odds. What are the odds? Oh, the odds are against me. It's 1 in a million. I do 1 in a million all the time. It's not always easy. Most of the time it actually is, because if you have a belief system that doesn't see the limitations or doesn't look at the odds, and you know there's a probability and that why not you, then you can manifest things like that. Are you doing that? You know, it's happened to you before, hasn't it? We've all had those moments where like, wow, I just thought of something and it showed up, because there was no negative thought or barrier behind it. Now, if you choose something that maybe you struggle with your whole life, money or relationships, whatever it is, you'll find that that's not as easy to manifest things, because there's some other story running back here. Yeah, that tells you that you can't do it, or you can't be wealthy, or wealth is bad, or whatever it is. And so until you dissolve those thoughts and beliefs and choose new ones, that will be the overriding factor of your manifestations. And this is what I teach. If you're not in my free video series, click down in the description and come join me, because I keep creating more content for you. Why? I want to live. I personally, this is my selfish wish, I want to live in a world of peace and love and all probabilities manifesting on a high frequency. That is service to others, not just manifesting the things I want that may not be the best for everyone. Manifesting the things that are the best for everyone first. And then, of course, I benefit greatly from that, because I am the one, and so are you. I would love to see you move past any anxiety, any sadness, any fear, any limitations. A lot of people struggle with money, and sometimes we go through that. Well, let's just say when we go through that, any kind of struggle or challenge, everybody has challenges, whether it's money or otherwise. It's meant for us to learn, and we can change how we got there, what we learned from it, and how we can change it in the future. In other words, if you find yourself struggling with it, ask yourself what got you there and how you can change your behavior to go to another space, to become a different person, to dial in another station on the radio. So I always say this, people, I'm going to attract the law of attraction. I'm like, hello. If it's attracted to you, it's because it's on your frequency. And if you're not on that frequency, then you're bringing it down. That's impossible. It's here. And if you're here, you have to raise your frequency to here, to connect to wealth, to connect to healthy relationships. That means you have to become a different person. You have to think differently. You have to act differently. You have to study. Like, how does that person act? What is that? I'm going to emulate somebody who seems to do it easily. They're in a happy place. And by the way, nobody gets off scot-free. Somebody said, is there any time when you never have anger or fear or feelings as a human? I said, nope. Even Christ got angry. So accept that. But it doesn't have to rule you anymore. It doesn't have to control you. So in this video, I want you to know that all you have to do is examine what's behind those thoughts. Where did they come from? It's not you. You didn't just pluck this stuff out of the air. Somewhere you were exposed to a thought, a belief, a behavior, an experience, whatever it was. But here's the good part. You get to make a different choice. You get to determine what you do with that. Mom and Dad said money's evil. Okay, I got that idea from them, but I don't have to believe it. And that's free will. And that's how powerful you are. And that's what changes everything. And that's what I teach. I teach people to break past the fears, the limitations, the stories, and we change the story. We have the same experiences, and we don't say, oh, it's all okay and rosy. We say, it wasn't. But it wasn't punishment to me. I'm not a victim. It was actually part of my teachings. I'm going to see it differently. And all of a sudden you become empowered. You realize, wow, I took on something really big. And how I react to that is going to determine where I go in my frequency. And when I raise my frequency, wow, all of a sudden I'm in the penthouse and it's beautiful up there and I didn't even know it existed. And there's champagne and we're having a great time. But if you're down in the basement, you'll have no clue what's going on. You're there with other people in the basement. You raise your frequency, that elevator goes up to the next floor and the next and the next. And you're in there with the same frequency. So if abundance is up here, the kind of abundance you want that doesn't have like the me attached to it, or fear, or power, control, if you have that high frequency desire for abundance, and you just know that it's going to happen, and you don't dictate it with your ego of how and when and all that other stuff, that takes training. If you go into that space, you can have anything you want. But if you're down here with things attached to it, you're going to keep hitting those levels here in between till you master it and you learn. And you can do this. So come on over. Take one of my courses. I have private coaching. I have workshops. I have real long-term e-courses with private training that comes along with them. You get to pick whatever works for you. Got a free master class, 4 proven steps to manifest anything. I'm accelerating my content and my teachings from here on out because we are accelerating our awakening. It's happening. I want to help you to get to that next step. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. I hope that you subscribe, give it a click, and come on over. Click that bell, and you'll find out when my next video comes out. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.